Let's take a brief trip down memory lane, shall we? All the way back in August of 2021, the official OnePlus account tweeted this short video, which appeared to show off a foldable or even a dual screened foldable smartphone device that they would, I guess, be announcing on that date, which would have been the following day. That day came and they did not announce a foldable or a dual screen phone. Instead, they the next day announced the OnePlus 9. This was just sort of a marketing thing that was meant to kind of get people excited. And in my mind, I thought this was kind of silly. I'm like, you're getting people's hopes up for something that isn't going to exist. They're going to be disappointed that it's the OnePlus 9. They think you're releasing a folding phone and that it's just like a normal slab phone. At that moment, if you had have told me, yes, Shane, this was a dumb marketing decision, but if we jump forward just 2 short years, not only will OnePlus have released a folding phone, OnePlus will have released, broadly speaking, the best folding phone most American consumers will ever have the opportunity to buy. And that won't just be the opinion of some, that will be the opinion of the majority. I would have told you you're out of your mind. Somehow, some way though, that is exactly what has happened. Let me turn your attention to a couple of polls. We'll go to the smaller of the two first. I posted this one on Threads. What's the best overall foldable phone available now in the United States? The Z Fold 5, the Pixel Fold, or the OnePlus Open? And only 61 votes on Threads. So that's why we're going to start there first because it's the smallest. But as you can see, the OnePlus Open won that poll. 46%. It was a fairly large margin of victory. But if we go to my community page, where I asked the exact same question, we got more than 10 times the votes. The OnePlus Open ran away with this victory. It has dominated this poll. 721 votes, 54% of voters said the OnePlus Open is the best overall foldable smartphone in the United States. And honestly, I don't think that there's really a great argument that this is incorrect. If you start breaking, which, I mean, it can't be incorrect, this is all an opinion, but you know what I mean. If you start breaking this down logically, or if I break this down logically and give my thoughts on it, this is the direction I would have to vote as well. I do have my personal opinions about the Pixel Fold that I really, really love. In fact, my sim is currently back in the Pixel Fold again. I can't quit you, Pixel Fold. But there is a difference between best and favorite. Okay, if you're asking me which is my favorite, man, that's really, 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 really hard. Which one's the best? I have to go OnePlus Open, right? Which of these three has the best battery life? Well, it's closer than you might think, but it's either going to be the Z Fold 5 or the OnePlus Open. From the people I've spoken to, it's probably the OnePlus Open, but this thing charges at 67 watts, so the battery category absolutely has to go to this device. I know that it doesn't have wireless charging, and that's absolutely fair. Let's actually go back to Threads because I got a response to this question. How are folks picking the one that can't charge wirelessly? Captain Two Phones himself, if you don't know, that's Mr. Mobile, one of the premier tech YouTubers on the internet. I voted for the Open, and I'm one of the biggest Qi stands out there. It's really that good. Doesn't have Qi wireless charging, but it's got 67 watt charging, and the rest of the package is just so absurdly good that you just have to give the battery category, at least for me, to this device. What about the camera? Well, I would have assumed that the Pixel Fold would have the best camera of these foldables, but it doesn't. This has the best camera. This actually is shocking to me, but I am consistently drawn back to this device for the camera. And they actually just rolled out an update, which, in my experience, has pretty much erased the only problems I had with this camera, which was that sometimes things would look weirdly warm. I think that's pretty much fixed. This is a top tier camera. This thing competes with the S23 Ultras of the world, and it opens up into a tablet. What more could you possibly want from a foldable? Performance. It's the newest Snapdragon. Well, it will very shortly not be the newest, but it was the newest when it came out. It is blazingly fast. It never stutters or lags for me. Software, Open Canvas is awesome. It's got some problems that still need to be addressed, but the software experience is that of a third generation foldable, because this basically is a third generation foldable. It's the first OnePlus, but it's the third from Oppo, and it's the same device. Loads and loads and loads of features. Guys, I've posted like almost an hour now total of tips and tricks for this device because there is so much to dig into with the software experience. They have packed so much stuff into this device, whether it's the sidebar, which is just taken straight from Samsung, whether it's open canvas that allows you to have multiple apps in full screen moving around between them at lightning speed, whether it's a floating window system that works really, really well. The software is really good. It's definitely not the worst. You might say Samsung's is better. But again, when you sort of tally things up and you weight things and you score it, like if you said like each category, a phone wins, it gets a point. Eventually, this is going to still end up with the most points. Or maybe you say the winner gets 3 points, second place gets 2, third place gets 1, something like that. This device is going to end up with the most points. Durability. This is something that I personally could not care less about, but I know lots of people will. Jerry Rig Everything, Zach, had his video with this device, and I guess he torqued on it and did all kinds of things and wasn't able to snap it in half, and people think that's a big deal. Personally, I don't care about that. What I can tell you is I had this device in my pocket, and I was kind of crouched down. It fell out, and it landed, boom, right on the floor. I picked it up, and there's literally not a mark on it. I can't tell that I dropped it at all. Everything's just fine, and I have heard from you fine folk out there who have told me I've dropped my OnePlus Open. Some of you actually have dropped it multiple times, and it's holding up quite well. The thing feels very, very well made while also being lighter than the other devices, while also having an aspect ratio of a normal phone. It's just a really well-built device. Honestly, the OnePlus Open is one of the rare, and I mean rare, examples where a device is rumored and there are leaks about it for months and months and months, and we see the specs in the leaks and we go, wow, that looks really good. Could it be this good? What will this mean in real world terms? We hype ourselves up and we hype ourselves up, and the thing comes out and it exceeded expectations. When I say that is a rare event, I mean that is an incredibly rare event. This thing has exceeded every possible expectation that I could have had. And again, that's not just coming from me. It's coming from people that own the thing. And the viewers of my channel, a lot of you don't just own one foldable device. A lot of you are like me. You're trying to find the one that fills that Surface Duo shaped hole in your heart. And you've probably bought a few by now, potentially. Some of you have done exactly what I've done, and I'm sorry for leading you down that road if I've done so, because it's a very expensive road to travel. But like I said, you've cast your votes, and you've told me what you think, and I am right there with you by and large. I'm right there with you. While the Pixel Fold is probably my favorite, the OnePlus Open is the best foldable phone you can buy in the United States right now. Guys, I know that there's a ton to this, and this is all subjective, because it's all down to how you weight things, right? So if you say, I have to have an S Pen, and for me, that 1 point is worth like 5 points on the scale, then absolutely the Z Fold 5 is probably going to be for you. So don't take this as me saying, if you like the Fold 5 or the Pixel Fold better, you're wrong. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, with people casting their votes subjectively, this was the result. This is how I feel. And you can kind of take that as you wish and make of it what you want. I think it's an interesting topic. I'd love to hear what you think in further detail in those comments down below. How surprised are you, even if you don't agree with this assessment, how surprised are you that so many people do, which is, I think, objectively reflective of the fact that OnePlus has delivered an outstanding product? Let me know what you think, guys. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy.